I am for creatives, by creative, pro creatives, anything creatives. Like I'm at the forefront of it.
Love yours.
Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Uchechi. I am a creative business consultant, creative entrepreneur, marketing specialist, CEO and founder, contently curated, and we are a marketing agency based in Lagos, Nigeria. But that out of the way, if you're a new subscriber or a new tuning in or listener, whatever you are, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. I share everything about creative business, systems, structure, what else? Lifestyle, a little bit of faith because I'm just a girl who loves my Jesus. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Anyways, today's going to be one of those videos, or rather, one of those sit down videos where I just want to talk to you about my experience as a creative entrepreneur. Nothing that you don't know that I've not shared, because if you be watching my videos on my channel, you'll be seeing that I am for creatives, by creative, pro creatives, anything creatives. Like I'm at the forefront of it. Like I am your number one fan. I am your number one supporter. I am your number one sharer and all. But today, what I want us to talk about is what nobody tells you about starting a creative business. I know it's very exciting. You are so talented. Like I'm literally speaking to you right now. I know you're so talented. You are an amazing fashion stylist. You're an amazing content creator. You create beautiful content. You know, you are an amazing graphics designer. You're an amazing social media manager. You can just come up with content ideas like that. Do you understand? And you are skilled, bro. Like you are talented. Nobody's taking that from you. Nobody is disagreeing on that. However, when it comes to running a creative business, there are a couple of things that people don't, you know, tell creatives about. They're not really transparent about it as they should. So everybody on the internet is teaching you how to edit, how to design, how to shoot, how to go viral. And all of those things are actually cool. Don't get me wrong, it is cool. But who's going to teach you how to price? Who's going to teach you how to invoice? Who's going to teach you how to protect yourself legally? I mean, you can see I'm reading from my notes, right? And who's going to teach you how to handle difficult clients? Like, there's just so many moving parts in running an actual business that nobody tells you about. But you know who's going to tell you? Me. Why? Because I am actually your creative bestie. I am your creative business consultant, right? I have run my marketing agency for 7 years counting. And who better to give advice on this? So, first things first, one of the things you need to do when you start creating, when you want to start your creative business, is that it's okay to start small. That is where people miss it. Like, it's okay to actually start small. You don't have to figure it out, right? The desire you have, like, I have this, I know that, I know 95 is great, but I have this calling to run my own thing. That's beautiful. But you also have to come with an understanding of starting small, right? Don't despise your humble beginning. God loves new beginnings. God loves small businesses. God loves small enterprises. Like, cause that's what the big enterprises we love and know today all started small behind someone's, wardrobe and all. However, it requires you to be very diligent. It also requires you to grow into a capacity that, you have to be and you have to become. So I always explain this. You have to know that the business comes in different parts. So we talk about the legal part, we talk about the finance part, we talk about marketing, we talk about sales, we talk about hiring, that's human resources and operational part of your business. Why? Because all of this part you need to know. Yes, you actually need to know. I know you're probably like, hey God, which one be odds ones? Yes, you have to know. Who do you think never liked numbers while she was growing up? Me. But guess who likes to do her books? I mean, it's not my favorite task, but I have to do it. If not, I'm just going to be wasting my time. But I mean, now at this stage in my business, I can actually afford a bookkeeper now to help us with our accounting. But a couple of years ago, I was the one diligently, expense by expense, imputing it. And let me tell you, that's not a small tax. But yeah, so you have to have an understanding of this part of your business. How do you price your services? How to price your services. So the first thing you need to know is, what are you even offering? Who are your target audience? Who are these people that you want to sell your service to? Who are these people that you want to productize your service and sell to? Where are they? What do they like? What do they know? I feel like it's one of the mistakes creatives entrepreneurs fail, or young creatives. You fail to get into the mindset of your customers, because see, money is psychological. How people spend their money, studies say, is psychological, right? We do things not because they are necessary, but because they actually make us feel good. So what is that thing when a client hires you that will make them feel good and they will see the return on investment on their business? Think about the last time you spent, or the last purchase you made. There was a thought process behind that, right? Which leads me to my number two. When you know who your target audience is, you then know the problems that target audience has, and then you start rendering services and products that solve that problem, because guess what, nobody's going to pay for what they don't need. This is why creatives are very emotional. Oh, I'm so talented. Girl, nobody's going to pay you that. Like, and I'll give you a perfect example because I always see this. Most people always come and say, oh, I'm a copywriter, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm like, okay, this is great, but like, how are you of service to me? Like, I can go on ChatGPT and write my copy. I can use ChatGPT to do copywriting for my websites. Like, you need to understand that business owners are always trying to save costs, so they are learning every day. I'm telling you that I've had to learn accounting, I've had to learn legal, I've had to learn operations, I've had to learn sales, I've had to learn marketing. So why should I hire you to write my sales copy? If what exactly are you bringing to the table? Why should I hire to write my website copy? I can build the website. I'm just telling you for real. Like, when there are tools out there that can literally do this in seconds. So it then shows that it's not necessarily about your skills or your talent, but about what you bring to the table as an individual. This is what we talk about: soft skills versus your technical skills. We always share this a lot on our educational page, Creative Business Lab, where it's like, you can have your technical skills, or you're a great designer, you're a good product manager, but your soft skills are zero. The third thing you're going to do after your target audience, after you figure out the product they want, is to price those products right. If you see that everything is all connected, the audience first, what you're offering to the audience, then the pricing, how do you price for profit? Because guess what, you're in business to make money. Let me say that again. You are in business to make money. How are you going to invest in the gadgets? How are you going to invest in the equipment? How are you going to invest in your personal development? How are you going to invest in yourself for your business to grow? So you need to price your products and your services in a way that gives you profit. How do you do that? Some of you are underpricing yourself right now. If a client pays you for that service on your rate card, it cannot even it's not even enough because you didn't price it right. You think 50,000 naira, I live in Nigeria, it's a big money. Till it's time to go to the client shoot and come back. You think 300K is big money, or you think 200K is a lot of money. So you have to go to the office every other day and realize that, wait, oh my God, my transportation, half of it is going. These are just things I'm trying to draw your attention to. Even after you figure out your pricing, how do you market yourself? How do you sell your services? When you then land the client, what are the systems and structures to keep them in place that you're rendering that service well? Because guess what? Some of you are actually so amazing with your services, with your talents, with your skills. I remember recently a client of ours that we're working with, we wanted to hire a social media person for the client because we're offering our brand services to the client. And she had found an agency, they're doing so well, they're posting their work on socials, everything is in place. But when we got on the call with them, I was so disappointed. I was like, these guys don't have structure. You cannot be promoting social media, and then when it now comes to, okay, the experience, the client, we jumped on this discovery call and they were not even, the guy that was on the call was not ready. We were doing the leading and they were not asking questions. The person that was in charge joined in late. I was like, come on now, guys. Like, we are losing trust. We don't have trust in you that you can deliver what you say you can deliver. So you see, this is one of the reasons why talented creatives like you, perhaps if you're watching this video up to this point, you are talented, but you are running a messy business. That is one of the issues that creatives have. Like, you're so talented, but you are running a messy ship. No systems, no structure, no organization. You have talent. What is that going to leave you? It's going to leave you broke despite having such great talent. If what I'm saying to you is hitting and striking a nerve, I think by now you should better subscribe. First of all, that's the first thing you have to do, because my channel is full of these educational posts for creatives. 2, like, share with a friend. Maybe not you, but you have a creative friend, a young creative friend that needs to grow in their business. Please send them this video. However, you can follow me on Instagram. You can also follow my educative page, the Creative Business Lab. I share a whole lot that would help you to start, to help you to systemize before we start scaling your creative business. Okay. In the meantime, I would put a pause here and I will see you in my next video. Bye.